So Sarah had the idea of what this play was with Adrian, and they got in touch with me and said, and their first thing was, it's going to be set in the kind of mid-1970s, when kind of punk is coming in. And what they said at first, what Adrian's first idea was that we would use music that already existed from the time. And I said, no, I can't do that, because that's what I do, is write music. What about we use music that's kind of reflective of that time, that sums up how things were changing? Not just culture, but like how music was reflecting how culture was changing, and politics. And so we thought, because it's going from counterculture and hippie and, you know, Pink Floyd and Black Sabbath, somehow into punk, where's the music that those two different kinds of people share? I don't know if this is making sense. So there's these counterculture people who were leftovers from the 60s, early 70s hippies. They're squatting these amazing houses all over London and setting up like food co-ops, housing co-ops. They've got basement rooms to rehearse in, and they're doing like their own little zines that they print themselves on a Gestetner printer. And then in come people like the Slits and the Clash, squatting, seeing it, free housing, and they start their bands. I kind of thought about it for a lot, and for me I suddenly thought the music that people shared was reggae music. When I first started listening to John Peel as a kid, and he was playing reggae, and I had to try and, because I didn't know anything about that kind of music at all, I had to get my head around the fact that people like Johnny Rotten and Joe Strummer and people like that, they were all listening to reggae. And I felt like a bit of an idiot that I didn't know anything about it and that I didn't listen to it. I just wanted to kind of jump up and down to loud, fast music. So that's how it started, and that was before we knew that the musical was going to open in Coventry. And I came here on one of the early visits to the theatre. So I got here and I just thought, this is brilliant, because this is what this play is about. Even though it's not set in Coventry, it's about this space where people were full of ideas and sharing spaces and sharing music and all that sort of thing.
Obviously, as part of City of Culture, we wanted to celebrate that something that was very Coventry. And Two-Tone is inextricably linked with Coventry.
Yeah.
And it happened because basically Jerry Dammers was here. Jerry was very passionate about the anti-racism movement, and it was rife in Coventry, it's sad to say. You know, we start off the exhibition by setting the scene at what the political scene was like, and from that develops the mash of the sound, and we all know and love that sound.
I was brought up in Burnley, and I was just basically racist and homophobic, casually, but as a schoolboy, that's what I knew. Right at the beginning of punk, when somebody suggested that there was going to be this anti-Nazi league and the Rock Against Racism movement, because I was friends with people who were in bands, and they knew that you could get a gig if you signed up to this thing, because they were putting benefit gigs on. So I went to see one of my friends' bands, and they were handing out Rock Against Racism badges on the door, and I didn't take one. I thought, no, I'm not involved in that kind of thing. And it literally, within weeks, I kind of realised that all the cool people were all into this and I wasn't, and I thought, oh, I'm the idiot. And it was really good, it made me grow up.